Hey guys, Rendakor here, and welcome back to Matter Science, my Minecraft Technic pack playthrough. We're gonna finish off looking at the stuff I've already built in my previous day or so playing with this world before we get started on new stuff in the next video, so let's go. This is more of that red wire, and this way, so if I step on either pressure plate, it opens both doors. So that's just a little convenience thing. Hi, Mr. Spider. And then if you hit the switch, it opens both doors. So that's why I have that. Now down here, I have a little sugar farm. And this is nothing super fancy. You know, sugar grows. And this, really the only fancy thing is this thing right here. And this is a redstone timer. It's part of red power. And you set the time interval with these little controls here. So I basically have it going once every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes it'll send a redstone pulse to this whole factory, which will fling the pistons forward and smash the sugar. And then we'll swim up and I'll just kind of show you the whole thing. I'm not going to go through all of it, but basically each floor repeats and the pistons will come out and smash the sugar and it'll all flow down the water into this pipe right here. And what this pipe is an obsidian pipe. And what that does is if you put stuff near it, it'll suck it up. See? And it'll just pump it into the chest. And this is just so it has somewhere to sit. So I just leave this shit alone. I want my dirt back. But I just kind of let this go. And this farms up sugar for me on my own. Now I don't have an immediate need for sugar, but the Thaumcraft mod I'm kind of going to play with next time. One of the first things they said to do when you mess with Thaumcraft is start a sugar farm. So I figured I'd start it now because I think you need a lot of books or something for it. But if I were so inclined, we could take this sugar cane, pump it back to the house into EMC, and turn these into diamonds if I wanted to. It's not really that big of a deal though. What else do we have that's new? I haven't messed with this yet, but here's a big thing of oil. You need this for Buildcraft. And there's another oil spout down here. That's why I decided to build my house at this specific location, because oil is very important for Buildcraft. And even though I haven't messed with it, I figured I should establish near it rather than, you know, get a big elaborate setup going and then find out that I'm fucked because there's no oil anywhere near me. And this is the last thing I have, and this is nothing fancy either. This is because I was kind of getting ready for Buildcraft. I have a pump that pumps water. So this pump goes down into the ocean and it pulls water up into this giant fucking tank. And you need water to cool your high-end Buildcraft engines, so I wanted to get this established now before I start fucking with the oil. The cool thing I kind of have going on here is if you see this red pipe right here in the middle, this is a redstone waterproof pipe, and what this does is it emits a redstone signal when the pipe is full. That redstone signal I have set to a inverter, and then that I have set up to power all of these engines. So basically what happens is if this one pipe here in the middle is not full, this will go negative, this will turn on, and it'll turn the whole works on. And then once it fills back up, it'll all turn off like so. So this is a fully automated system, and if I needed water, I just hook another pump up to this tank, pump the water to wherever it needs to go, and this will just kick on automatically to keep the water full. And as long as, you know, the output from here is greater than what I'm pulling out, it would work, you know, pretty much forever. So it's a pretty good setup, and this is what I'm going to use to cool my reactors my engines that we will use to pump my oil. And this tunnel doesn't go anywhere fancy. If you look up, you see my tower up top. This just goes into the basement. So I wanted to be able to come and go without having to fuck around, run around outside, you know, risk getting killed in the middle of the night. So yeah, there's my setup so far. I'm going to climb up here so give you a decent view of the tower. It's not super impressive. I mean, it's not, you know, giant or anything, but I think it's a pretty good start to a world. One thing, I did build a destruction catalyst, which is my favorite thing ever from Equivalent Exchange. And I'll show you what that does before I wrap up this video and get started on showing off some Thaumcraft. And that'll be a fun learning experience because I never fucked with that mod before. So, gotta come get my Klein Star. So this is basically the relay. I don't think I showed this. Basically, you put stuff in here, and it burns it and puts the energy into your client star. And this is basically a handheld power source that you use for equivalent exchange. And you can use it in the table over here. You can put it up here and basically pull stuff out of it. So like it has 19,000 EMC, so I could pull diamonds out if I wanted. I can pull out chests, whatever. But that's not what we're going to do with it. What we're going to do with it is we're going to show off the destruction Actually, we'll show off one more thing. This right here is an alchemy bag, and it's basically a handheld giant chest. And in here I've got a couple toys. The first one is this Talisman of Repair. And what this does, if you keep it in your inventory, it basically costs resources and repairs your tools. But if you put it in either an alchemy bag or an alchemy chest, it just repairs them for free. So all it takes is a little bit of time, but it does not take that long. Like, see, look, it already filled the two of them up. Like, it just tops them off. So whenever I go to bed for the night, I'll put my tools in there, or like if I'm climbing up a big fucking staircase, we'll throw the tools in there. The other thing I've got is the divining rod, and we're going to take these two down to the basement and show them off. I also have a philosopher's stone in here, but this doesn't really do a whole lot anymore. In previous equivalent exchanges, you used to have to use this for your transmutations, but the transmutation tablet does most of that now. You can use this to like turn, I don't know, cobble into stone and shit like that, but it's not really useful. We also have a tree tap, which gets rubber out of rubber trees. We have two wrenches. The orange one is for industrial craft. You need to use this to pick up all of these cool machines. Like if you just go at this with a pick, you'll just break it, and you'll lose like a ton of materials because it'll go down to like a basic machine block. And then the buildcraft one is this one, and what this does is it changes the orientation of pipes. So like say, see this iron pipe right here, how the top is clear and the two sides are full? What this does is anything that comes in here has to go this way. It can't go to either side. And if you wanted to change what side it was, you would click it with the buildcraft wrench. So now I'm going to run down to the basement and I'll show off how I mine, basically, with the dowsing rod and the destruction catalyst. Alright, I'm back. So I just finished tunneling all the way from the top of my tower down to bedrock, because I haven't really done a lot of mining here, so I had to come down and create a fresh mine. But what I'm going to show you is the divining rod and the destruction catalyst together. So the divining rod, there are three of them. This is basically the most advanced one, and we'll show you how to make them. You start with the green one, and you take this convalence dust, which is made by a bunch of cobble and one charcoal. And this is something you would make very early in the game, because this will repair low-tier tools. You'll combine convalence dust with whatever you want, and that'll make, it'll repair like your stone tools and stuff. So you take 8 of that and 1 stick, and that'll give you the low-tier divining rod. And what that does, it only has the short-range setting. Basically, you right-click it on a thing, and it'll tell you the EMC value, if you see it at the bottom, of whatever is in a 3x3 area. So you kind of click around, and you can use this to see like what is in front of you, to see whether it's worth mining. And then there's the mid-tier one, which you take the old one and upgrade it with the second tier of convalence dust, which is made with iron and redstone, so just one of each, and that'll make the second tier. And then the third one is the last tier of convalence dust and the old rod, which is 1 diamond and 1 coal. And I don't usually fuck around with the low tier ones because I'm pretty good at Minecraft. It doesn't take that long to find diamonds, so I don't usually fuck around with most mods until I have diamonds. So I'll just start with this and make it a good one, in one shebang. But if you were so inclined, it would be something you could do to play around with something interesting in the low tier game. But basically each one adds a new setting. So there's mid-range, and there's long-range, and of course short-range. So we'll do long-range here, and you right-click it, and this will tell you at the bottom the best 3 EMCs. Now, the best found is 16,384, and I know the game well, so that's tungsten. And then after that, what was it? 256. That might be iron, or I don't know. I don't know the mid-tier ones so well, but that means there's tungsten somewhere in a 64 block radius this way. So to get at that tungsten, you could sit here and mine forward all day, and it would take forever. Or you can use this little toy called the destruction catalyst. Now this runs off EMC, so this Klein star is gonna, the EMC in this is gonna be used for the catalyst. The divining rod doesn't cost anything. That's why it's so cool. It's just free, like a little toy you can click. But we have the catalyst, and what this does is it mines in a large area for you. As you can see, it kind of spits it out in this little black ball here, and this is everything that was mined in that area. So you grab that, and it gives you whatever it was. In this case, it was all cobble. It won't make it look interesting, like you won't see the lapis pop, but it's there. So that's that. I did see, oh yeah, we'll grab this first. This is a crystal for Thaumcraft, I think. Breaks with a pickaxe, and you get a bunch of them. I've been collecting a ton of them. I don't really know what they do. But back to the destruction catalyst. Now if you look, it has kind of a repair bar on its bottom, but that's not its durability, that's its charge setting. And you use V to charge it up, like so. And it has several settings. You shift V to uncharge it. So I'll kind of show off each one. Keep the area lighted here. So this is basically a level 1 charge. That gets a slightly larger area. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad. Then we go ahead and we charge it up again. And that gets kind of a fucking large area. Like, that's pretty legit. You know, this makes mining pretty fast, right? Well, let's turn it up to 11. Bam! Look at that. You can't even see how far away it is. Freaking amazing. I love this thing. So we'll go in and we'll light it all up. And we'll pull the divining rod out, and we'll see if we got the tungsten. Doesn't look like we did. Nope, I don't see it. But, like, look, you see my inventory was pretty empty. Like, look at all this shit that I just mined up in, like, 3 seconds. So we'll do it again. And we'll grab it. Drop some more torches. Actually, that's it right there. That's tungsten. It looks kind of like coal. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. You just kind of got to get used to it. But it looks like there's a lot of it here. You see once you mine it, you can tell it comes out in, like, the weird, like, ore form instead of, like, coal, where it would come out like a cube. That one actually is coal. We'll go ahead and get the coal too, I guess. Not that it's actually super valuable. And just for shits and giggles, we check with the rod. 4,000. Now, 4,000 is uranium, so fuck it. We'll keep going. And you see how fast this is going. Like, this is why I say semi-legit when I talked about mining all those materials, because it goes so fast. Now, one other mod I have installed, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like inventory tweaks or something. It lets you quickly arrange all your inventory with the middle mouse button. So, like, bam. It, like, totally sorts everything for you. And it even works, whoops, inside bags. So we can shift-click all this shit in there. You know, we don't need to carry around all this stuff. And then, bam, it just organizes it. So that's actually really convenient for, like, a small little mod that's, like, not a big deal, but kind of is. And then you can use the things over here to do fancy stuff, like, look, sort it by rows or columns. And there are some options, like, to set, you know, the middle clicking, which I really like. Auto refill is cool. That's actually kind of easy to show you. What this does is if you break a tool or use up all of a stack, it'll basically put it back onto your bar if you have more in your inventory, which is really nice. I don't use it for tools that much, but for, like, filling your inventory all up with, like, 500 stacks of something and then, like, going to build something, it just plunks it down back in your inventory so you don't have to pause and break up your mining, which is really cool, or your building, rather, which makes it really nice. So let's grab some of these ores. And, like, you saw that took, like, what? I don't know, 2 minutes, and I got a bunch of fucking tungsten, a ton of redstone, and wow, did I leave diamonds right here? Yes, I did. I don't know how I didn't notice that coming down. We'll grab the diamonds. What is that? That's okay, that's just regular coal. Alright. But yeah, that's what I have so far. Nothing super advanced. Just some basic industrial craft and equivalent exchange stuff. So we're going to go throw all of this stuff up into that chest top side and let it work its magic, get it all macerated up, and then we will start off next video with some Thaumcraft, checking out some fresh content. So I will see you guys next time. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention. the Technic pack, like what it is, I guess, for those of you who don't know. The Technic pack is a big mod collection that's it's all community maintained. Like, I don't think it costs anything. It's like just a bunch of Minecraft guys who made it. And the cool thing is that they have their own launcher, so that what it'll do is it'll install all the mods for you. It'll keep everything updated, and the big feature for me is that it'll keep a separate Minecraft installation. So you can have like a vanilla game and a Technic game, and they're totally separate, and that way you don't have to uninstall and reinstall mods if you want to switch between your legit game or your Technic game. And this makes it easy to play with your friends online, because if you want to play with the online one, it's called Tekkit. Basically, it'll create a separate Minecraft install for that too, so you can have like multiple copies of Minecraft installed and just kind of switch between them at will, so that if you want to play with, you know, a Technic server, or a Tekkit server rather, you can do that and then go back to your vanilla world and then come back to your solo Technic world, all kind of at will, you know, just by launching the different one, which is, I think, a really nice feature. So I'll link the Technic website in the description. But make sure to check it out if you like these videos, and obviously you can find a ton of stuff online for them. You know, there's a half-decent wiki for the Technic pack itself, and then most of the mods all have their own individual wikis or threads on the Minecraft forums. But yeah, that's it for Reels. So yeah, till next time.